What's your image of Hong Kong? When I first arrived here nearly 8 years ago, I knew only of high-rise and crowded streets of Hong Kong Island and Kowloon. But I've learned there's a different, wild Hong Kong. I'm Charlie Frew, and I love this place. I love the contrast between the dynamic city and Hong Kong's magnificent wild setting. Wild Hong Kong is all around this city. There are wonderful hiking trails, waterfalls, coves with coral, quiet temples and rugged hills, and they're all easily reached by using the super efficient public transport system. I'm about to make a circuit with my first destination at southeast Hong Kong Island. From there I'll head north into eastern New Territories, swing west, and then south to Lantau Island. And to show you how easy it is, I'm going to start at a city station. So join me as we explore wild Hong Kong. I've just brought an octopus card. It's a store value card and I can use it on buses, ferries and trains. I'm now going to use it on the subway. We call Hong Kong Subway the MTR. It mainly serves places in the city, especially Kowloon and North Hong Kong Island. Here I'm riding east on Hong Kong Island. Once I'm near my destination, I change to a bus. Within minutes, I leave the city for the island's wooded hills. Around 40% of Hong Kong is designated as country park. There's a tremendous network of well-maintained hiking trails and signposts which are marked like this. I'm going to walk up this ridge to Dragon Back, and there should be some fantastic views from the top. The trail is easy to follow and soon leads to the crest of the undulating ridge, the spine of the dragon. On a sparkling summer day, Dragon's Back is a magnificent vantage for gazing out over the South China Sea and the east coast of Hong Kong Island. Shek O, my next destination, lies just below me. I can hike back to the road and catch another bus there. Shek O is a village clustered around a rocky headland with narrow streets and a temple to Tin Hau, goddess of the sea. Maybe this doesn't seem a wild place, but at the tip of the headland are steps down to the granite coast. Here I'm about to witness the forces that help shape Hong Kong. There's a strong northeast wind blowing and it's really pushing up the swell onto the east coast of Hong Kong. It's fantastic! Around 6,000 years ago, at the end of the last ice age, the rising sea flooded in across a coastal plain. In the area that's now Hong Kong, valleys were transformed into coves and inlets. Hills became islands that pepper the inshore waters. Ever since, the sea has worked on the Hong Kong coastline, sculpting hard rock into headlands, swirling sand into bays. You must take care walking on the rocks. Watch for rogue waves, or just stand well above the tide line, watching surf pounding in. There's also an easy path. I cross a footbridge to an islet I can climb to look back over Shek O and Dragon's Back. I finished exploring Hong Kong Island. I'm now going to head north to New Territories coastline. I've arrived at the Sai Kung peninsula, which is shaped like a giant stubby hand jutting out into the South China Sea. Although it's the same size as Hong Kong Island, there are no towns and very few roads on the peninsula. This must be Hong Kong's most stunning beach, Tai Long Wan. It's ringed by hills and a headland, and is a jewel in Sai Kung's crown. And if there's one place you have to visit on the peninsula, it should be this one. On weekends with easterly winds, Tai Long Wan is a favourite with surfers. But visit on a weekday and it could be empty except for a few cows. With some of Hong Kong's clearest and cleanest waters along this coastline, I'm going to join a couple of friends for some kayaking and snorkeling. But first I'm going to hike south along a coastal trail. My route passes more wonderful beaches, climbs hills, and dips to a cove you can reach only on foot or by boat. Here marine specialist Pui is waiting for me. Hi Pui.
Hi darling. How are you today?
I'm very well, thanks. Isn't it a wonderful day?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So where are we going to go to?
We're going to go to Bluff Island. It's only 2 kilometres away.
How long will that take?
About 5 minutes.
Let's go then.
Okay.
So we passed quite a few islands on the way out here. Why have you come to this one?
Because there's an area of protected corals here along the rocky coast. It's fairly small, but it's easily reached and it's great for snorkeling.
So the yellow pyramid cones mark out the coral area?
Yes, well they mark out the no anchoring area, which helps to protect the coral underneath.
So we're not going to go diving, but we'll go snorkeling instead.
Yes, we're going to just go snorkeling because the corals are shallow enough and we can get closer to the fish.
Great, should we go and get changed?
Yes.
Though Hong Kong has no large reefs, we have over 80 species of hard corals. That's more than the Caribbean. They form colourful underwater landscapes with miniature cliffs and canyons and shelter creatures like crabs, urchins, shrimps and fish. Most fish in Hong Kong are small, but you might find a large one like a moray eel peering out from its lair. As we snorkel, another boat sweeps into Bluff Island. The next stage of my Hong Kong adventure is about to begin. Now that was a really nice snorkel. I'm now going to meet up with Paul Etherington. He has his own tour company called Kayaking Hike. I'll wait for him on the beach here. Charlie, how are you doing? Thanks for coming out.
Yeah,
and
pleasure. In the middle there, yeah. And
life jacket on?
Yep.
Whereabouts are we heading out to today?
We're going to just paddle over the coral reef here and go around the corner, head over to one of the islands. There's a fantastic sea arch and sea caves there for us to have a look at.
Yeah, I was snorkeling here earlier on. It's fantastic. A lot of coral
It is
fish.
very
Great.
clear, isn't it? Yeah.
So how long have you been kayaking for, Paul?
In this area, a couple of summers now. So it's a beautiful area. There's plenty of islands and beaches. It's ideal for kayaking.
Where are we heading to now then?
We're going to head out here past Town Island to Wang Chau, which is stunning volcanic geology and great sea arches and caves. So,
How far is it from
we've
here?
got about a couple of Ks to get there.
These islands and eastern waters make for the most spectacular kayaking in Hong Kong, especially here around Wang Chau with its cliffs and sea arches. This is not a place for beginners. I'm lucky to be with Paul, who's one of Hong Kong's most experienced kayakers and knows how to handle the rolling waves and surf. But elsewhere are several water sports centres where you can rent kayaks to enjoy gentle paddling in sheltered bays and practice like the other members of today's kayak crew. Now it's time to rejoin them for a seafood lunch. Hello Simon, how are you doing today?
How many persons today?
We're 6 for lunch.
Okay, this way, please.
Here comes the fish!
Wow, fantastic Simon. It's a lovely fish.
Simon, thank you.
Thank you very much
which
Simon.
was the rainbow?
This is the rainbow runner.
That's a rainbow runner.
This is the amberjack.
How about inside the water?
Thank you.
Wow,
Isn't that good?
oh, really good.
Enough lunchtime banter. Back to the realm of landlubbers as I move on through Sai Kung town, an important transport hub for wild Hong Kong, and ride north again to collect a new set of wheels. This village, Tai Mei Tuk, is a centre for tourism in northeast New Territories. It's packed full of restaurants and shops where you can rent bicycles and explore some of the wildest parts of Hong Kong. Most people ride along the coast, but I'm heading into the hills. After a hill from Tai Mei Tuk, I cruise past Plover Cove Reservoir, just being watchful for careless drivers. I climb towards wooded ravines with 2 of Hong Kong's finest waterfalls. Behind me is Bride's Pool, one of Hong Kong's most easily accessible waterfalls. Nearby in a ravine is a more spectacular fall. Legend tells of a bride who fell to her death in a ravine here. Her spirit lingers, combing her hair by the reflection in a pool near the top of this fall. Like all Hong Kong waterfalls, the 60-foot high mirror pool fall is most dramatic after summer rains. Okay. Time for a coffee break. Even in the furthest flung parts of Hong Kong, you can find simple restaurants like this. The food is basic, like fried rice and noodles, but they're very welcome if you want a quick meal and a drink. And now we're going back into Hong Kong's rural past. I'm in Luk Keng, one of the few remaining Hong Kong villages that retain their traditional character. Once home to hundreds of people, it's now fairly quiet, with only about 50 elderly residents. Life in Luk Keng, like many Hong Kong villages, once centred on rice farming. But as cheaper rice imports made farming uneconomic, many people left for the city or new life overseas. I find abandoned houses that still have old wooden furniture. Former villagers help maintain the ancestor hall so the spirits of deceased relatives can help look after the living. Nature is reclaiming the area. The old rice paddies have been replaced by a freshwater marsh. Several ruined buildings are being hidden by a woodland. Behind me across the narrow inlet is a city, but this is Shenzhen, a city in mainland China. We're about as far north as we can go now in Hong Kong, so I'm now going to head west, deep into Central New Territories. I've arrived at Kadoorie Farm and Botanic Garden, at the foot of Hong Kong's highest mountain. This is no ordinary farm, as Senior Manager Dr. Cheung Chau is about to tell me.
Hi
Dr.
Charlie,
Cheung, how are you there?
nice to see you around.
Can you tell me what's so special about Kadoorie Farm?
Well, Kadoorie Farm was established sometime in 1951, and at that time this particular farm was established to help the poor farming communities and the poor people here in Hong Kong. But of course, since then we have changed the focus of our work, and now we are mainly doing work related to conservation of biodiversity.
I hear you have a new star at the farm, Pui Pui the crocodile. Can you tell me more about her?
Oh yes. Pui Pui came to us after the Agriculture and Fisheries and Conservation Department rescued her from the San Pui River. Pui Pui will be here with us until the new wetland park.
The farm is also home to wild birds and animals that have been rescued and will be released if possible. There are black kites, wild boar, Hong Kong's largest land animal. Leopard cats are like slender domestic cats and very hard to see in the wild. As their name suggests, Hong Kong paradise fish are unique to Hong Kong. The higher area of the farm is a conservation area with native woodland that's home to animals like pythons, porcupines and barking deer. There's a garden with flowers, planted especially to attract wild butterflies which feast on nectar. And from a craggy summit, I can look across northwest Hong Kong to the wetland that's my next destination. I'm at Mai Po marshes, a wetland reserve managed by the Worldwide Fund for Nature Hong Kong. With me is Reserve Officer Benner Smith. So Benner, what kind of birds can we see in front of us?
In front of us we have over 1,000 water birds. Mostly are great cormorants here, but you can also see the bigger white birds are great egrets. We have little egrets, grey herons, and also some Chinese pond herons have just come in over here.
That's quite a variety of birds. Are there any rare species here?
The rarest one you are likely to see here is the black-faced spoonbill, which we have at Mai Po, and about a quarter of the world's population is based in Hong Kong, and most of those reside in Deep Bay. So you'll be very lucky, but we hopefully a few will come over.
Very good, excellent. So are all the birds concentrated in fish ponds like this, or is this quite a natural occurrence?
Okay, this is actually quite unusual to get this volume number of birds together like this. It's because we're doing a trash fish feeding program to feed up the cormorants in the winter so that they keep away from commercial fish ponds. Right. So hence this is probably a little bit unnatural, but still it's a beautiful spectacle to see so many birds together.
It's quite a fantastic sight.
Absolutely.
The Worldwide Fund for Nature Hong Kong has developed a system of trails through their reserve. I pause to watch cormorants which festoon the trees as they dry their feathers and digest fish they've caught. Lilies grace a freshwater pool, where birds are scarcer but dragonflies breed. The reserve is mainly shrimp ponds, filled through sluices as the tide rises in the neighbouring estuary. A boardwalk runs out through a dense belt of mangroves that fringe the estuary. These trees are especially adapted to life on tropical tidal mudflats. And while there are animals here, best wildlife viewing is beyond the mangroves from a vantage overlooking the open mudflats. These attract tens of thousands of waterbirds, including flocks of shorebirds that rest and feed here during their spring migration. Though most of the tiny animals the birds feed on are hidden in the mud, at low tide the flats can seem alive with mud skippers. These are fish that can breathe air through their skin and simple lungs. The males leap in displays using their fins like flags. But if danger threatens, they disappear into their burrows. Fiddler crabs also live in burrows. The male has a tiny claw for feeding and a huge claw for seeing off rival males and attracting females. Hello, girls! Now I've reached northwest Hong Kong. It's time to turn south and back to sea. I've joined an eco-tour around the seas north of the airport. You'll easily guess what kind of eco-tour it is when I mention the word Hong Kong Dolphin Watch. With me today is our tour guide, Tak Chi. She's going to take us out to some of the sites where we can see dolphins. Are we going to see any dolphins today? That's the key question I want to ask.
Our company record is over 97% of seeing them, so we will have high chance of seeing them with such a sunny day. And but we are right at the habitat for the Chinese white dolphins. They live here, so we may have any chance of seeing them at any moment.
And when they come close to the boat, you think?
Sometimes maybe,
Sometimes it will.
yeah.
Perfect conditions for it.
Yes, perfect condition. And also, if you really want to see them, they know. They'll just come.
Tak Ching's forecast proves correct. As if knowing we want to see them today, dolphins soon appear around our boat. While everyone on the tour enjoys seeing them, no one is more excited than Tak Ching and her co-guide Shu. Though they're called Chinese white dolphins, the young are grey, and the adults appear bubblegum pink. Only one other dolphin in the world is pink, the botu of the Amazon River basin. Our dolphins also live in a river, in the mouth of the Pearl River, which flows past Lantau Island in western Hong Kong. As we watch the dolphins, curious youngsters swim right up to the boat for a look at us. I'm about to explore Lantau, but first a final word from Tak Ching.
I love dolphins.
I'm on Lantau, Hong Kong's largest island. And though the Big Buddha is amongst the best known attractions, Lantau has far more to offer. There are many hiking trails and so many temples that Lantau was once known as the Island of Prayer. By climbing these steps, I can see the Buddha statue close up and admire the Lantau Highlands. While many visitors climb the steps of the Big Buddha, very few explore this area. Nearby, I should enjoy even better views and more peaceful surroundings. I'm about 10 minutes walk from the Big Buddha, and the scenery is magnificent. That's Lantau Peak behind me, Hong Kong's second highest mountain. Below me is Shet Pik Reservoir and the rolling hills of southwest Lantau. This is wonderful hiking country, with trails over mountain tops and along hillsides. But I'm about to take a short trip by taxi to another temple. This is Kun Yan Temple, one of the loveliest monasteries in Hong Kong. By the late 1970s, there were 135 Buddhist monasteries on Lantau, located on hillsides where the monks could meditate amidst the tranquility. Journey off the beaten track a little, and you can visit some of these monasteries and enjoy this peaceful side of Hong Kong. Now back to the road for a bus ride along Lantau's south coast to experience the island's answer to the Serengeti. I've come to Puyo to meet Loi Ho. She's a founder of the Lantau Post and Lantau Art Festival. So can you tell me more about the wild buffalo behind us?
They're not wild animals. They are from one pair brought in by one of the old farmers here. And now nobody owns them because the younger generation of the farmer have left the land wild and no rice field anymore here. So the wild animals just let free and they roam around. And very often in the evening, the 30, 40 of them will go down to the beach swimming, and you will in the middle of swimming come have a big buffalo next to your head. It's quite amazing.
So you're a long-term resident of Puyo?
I've been here for 14 years. I moved in here 14 years ago, and that's the only place that I chose to live in Hong Kong because the amount of natural environment left, the view, the mountains, and the sea. We have one of the most beautiful beaches in Hong Kong here. The field is open, fresh air, the atmosphere here, people are friendly.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes, it is.
With the sun setting over Lantau, I ride a ferry to a nearby island. I'm on a very important mission. I've arrived in Cheung Chau. It's evening, and at last I can have a nice cold beer. I've arranged to meet Patrick Cho from the Rural Committee. Hello Patrick, how are you?
Hello Charlie, how are you?
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Cheung Chau. So, what have you been in Hong Kong, Charlie?
Well, I've been hiking on Hong Kong Island, kayaking up in Sai Kung, looking at waterfalls in northern New Territories, and then I went to Mai Po to see the birds. And I've been looking at mountains and buffalo at Lantau Island. So tell me, Patrick, what can I do on Cheung Chau?
Well, Cheung Chau is a beautiful island. You can enjoy the swimming and windsurfing. There are many beautiful beaches, and we have a mini brick wall, and you can see that this is the biggest fishing boat shelter in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I saw them as I came in on the ferry from Lantau Island.
Yeah.
And all this on one small Hong Kong island. I'll have a lot to do tomorrow, but first, a cold beer. Cold beer. Oh, I've got a friend drinking my beer.
Was that good? Enjoy it.